Okay, I'm going to go over some of these board settings over here. I made one called My Favorites, and there ain't nothing in there, and I got two in the recycle bin. You can delete these here, and I like to just hold the delete key down and it automatically go through them. Now you notice that there was an icon that now got in here, and that's because it's through this upload through the asset browser. Okay, that's probably why it's stuck in there. But typically you want to be in here. If you see the icon, and it's still stuck in there when you switched over, no big deal. Just in case you was wondering, we're always going to be in the image right here anyway. So once I start going here, we won't have to worry about it. So I'm just going to generate two images real quick and show you how things are working. Alright, and we're going to generate them, and these are going to go into the recycle bin. You can see my icons starting now to change. Alright, now if we go to my favorites, these are the ones that I don't want to accidentally delete or have on another board. Okay, so for this settings to happen, we go up to the wrench icon here. What we got here is called auto switch to new image. That is checked. Alright, that's in combination with this recycle bin board I added. You can click this to switch to another board. We're going to keep it to the recycle bin. So basically what's going to happen when I generate something, it won't generate anything in my favorites, but it will send all the images to the recycle bin. Alright, so with that said, I'll just go ahead and delete this so you can kind of see here. We'll just go ahead and delete this one for the heck of it. Alright, so now we're back in here, and recap one more time. Okay, it's auto switch to the icon, and it's going to go to the recycle bin, the images. So basically what's going to happen, when it starts generating, they're all going to go to the recycle bin, and it's automatically going to switch over without me having to click the recycle bin icon. So with that said, we'll do it like this. You can give it a few seconds. Keep an eye on the upper right hand corner. It automatically switched, and it put all the images over there. Alright, now you notice that there's none over here. This is where I do all my cherry picking, because the recycle bin I will be deleting later. So when I drag this up here, I can move this one into my favorites. Now it will be in my favorites right here. Now there used to be, you could have a star to make sure it's your favorite. Well, that would be nice if you press the delete key, no matter where the star was in any board, to have it say, get a pop-up saying, hey, you're getting ready to delete one of your favorites. Are you sure? I've had accidentally deleted one of my favorites, and if I would have got that pop-up for that warning, that would have saved me from deleting it. So with that said, we got the star icon right here if you want to have it. Okay, and there's been an issue where I will be dragging another image to my favorites and it won't show up. I think it's a bug, and if it doesn't show up, click the star icon. In other words, if you don't want the bug, don't put the star up there. So we'll do this again. Remember, we moved one over, so we got one in each. So let's do that again, and then I'm going to go into the next step. Now watch, the upper right hand corner is going to switch over from my favorites to the recycle bin. And we should have a total of 3. Alright, now if we did not want it to switch over to the recycle bin, but we still wanted the images to go over there, we would select my favorites. We would come over here and we would turn off the auto switch. It's going to stay on the icon, but it's going to put all the images to the recycle bin. Still safe that way, so we're stuck on my favorites. When I generate, it will stay there. Of course, it'll look like nothing's added because we're still on my favorites, and I haven't selected over here yet. You can see it, nothing got added over here. Typically, the way I like it, I like to come over here The way I like to have it auto switch because I'm going to be over there anyway. Okay, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about cherry picking, and we'll do it one more time. So it's from my favorite now. It's not going to stay there. It's going to switch over to the recycle bin. Alright, we're over to the recycle bin now, and what I'm talking about cherry picking is I will select here. You can select control click many as you want, or one at a time, and drag two more over here, and they will be in your favorites, as you can see right here. So with that said, now I'm in my recycle bin where I'm normally at. If I go to my settings, okay, I still want to assign it to the recycle bin, okay, and we're going to leave this alone, and I'm going to show you why to leave this alone up here to the auto switch. So I'm automatically going to be in here, and it's automatically going to be putting the images in here. So when we do here, and we'll wait till it's finished. And it keeps on adding things here, okay, and I still have my favorites. Now the reason why I say don't mess with this here, and there is a reason, as you can see the auto switch will change another settings. Let me show you an example. If I'm in my favorites here, and remember I liked it with it to auto switch, okay, remember that. So my auto switch is on over here, and if I click back here and I turn this off on this one, well, I would think the other one would not have any effect. But if we switch back over on this board and click, guess what happened? It turns it off. Alright, you can have one or the other, you can't have both. So alright, I like that on, so that needs to stay on. Alright, so don't, so you can kind of beware of if a settings change, is because it switched to another settings, alright, to another board. In other words, when you get everything all set up, just double check everything to the board, be on my favorites, click, look at everything, say, hey, I tried this, it worked. I come over here, double checked all my settings, this worked. So let's do this one more time. I go over here, I want it to auto switch to the icon, and I want the images to go over here. Let's double check that. I got 3 images in my favorite. It's automatically going to go to the recycle bin icon, and the images are going to go over there. Exactly what I wanted. And here are my favorites, and here. Now let's double check this one here. Don't change that. I just want everything to be in recycle bin, and it's automatically going to be in the recycle bin anyway, because this is, like I said, this is like where I like to cherry pick all my items at. Alright, it's about done. Now remember, I got 3 here. If I drag another one and say I like that one, that's great. If you only see 3 here, remember there was a little bug. And you have the star on, you may want to try to click it and it might pop back in here. That's just a little bug. They may have it fixed time. This video might be obsolete about that. But anyway, the next step is if you want to add a board, you can click the plus sign, and it's going to be a board here. Click in here one time for the text, and you can give it a new name. Alright, press enter. And all your boards are going to be listed right here. So you can select your here, here, and here. You can see them switching up here and here and here. See them in recycle bin, and you can open and close it. Keep it tidy. If you want to delete the board, click it, right click, delete board. And when you add more stuff to it, just be careful with your settings, just to double check them, okay? That's all you need to do, is just make sure everything is correctly like you want them. Okay, in the beginning I was talking about this asset browser, and I had that image in here. If you was wondering how that image got in there, it's because I was in the image to image, and when you upload something and you're in that recycle bin icon and you select something, it's going to be in your asset right here. So make sure, if you're in recycle bin and you're saying, hey, where's all these images I generated at? Well, they're over here in the images, okay? So this is the ones that came from image to image, and you really just want to be in here where you can see all the icons, in case you was wondering what happened to all the images. And if we're on a board right here and we go to my settings, as I showed you before, that have it going to the recycle bin. And the reason it allows me to do that is because I have the auto sign board right here. It's unchecked. If I check it, it locks it where I can't select to go to another board. So make sure, if you want it to go to another board or auto add to a board, you need to have that unchecked. Then you can select your board that you want it to go to.